Hey, what's going on, my little dragons? How are you feeling today? If you're feeling good, please do let me know down in the comments below. Drop a like on this video, share this video with your friends and family. Don't forget to punch that subscribe button as it will help your little dragon out so very much. Now today we are back on reactions now. Ooh, AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd. We've seen a bunch of his stuff. This one was also recommended to me to react to by a subscriber, a loyal subscriber, goes by the name of Daniel Callahan. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Hopefully I'm not saying it wrong, but one of those things. Thank you so much, man. You've given me a lot of suggestions in the past, and all your suggestions, I've really enjoyed watching those movies and scenes and videos like this. All being great, man. So thank you very much. So yeah, anyone else, any more suggestions you have, please do let me know down in the comments, because I do love, seeing what you guys are seeing. It's something new for me. If I have to think of videos myself, there's only so much, I just think about what I would like, and mostly it's just going to be like fight scenes or something, because that's what I like the most. But the way I expand my knowledge and expand and try out new things and test the waters and see, okay, this one, I'm actually more interested in this sort of stuff. So please let me know down in the comments your suggestions, man. So yeah, man, games and all of that stuff. This channel is a very amusing channel. We've seen some of the other games. This guy hates basically everything, or everything he talks about he really hates. I guess like all these games came out way before I was even born, so the technology, the graphics, everything was much different and much. It's probably not even playable for us, in this generation. But hey, it's still, let's see what he has, let's see what he takes on these games, man. I'm trying to read, what's that even say? The X-Men, it will take all of your mutant powers to defeat Magneto. So okay, first of all, my knowledge of X-Men isn't actually that great. I only know a few things about X-Men. I know that Hugh Jackman is the actor who plays Wolverine in X-Men, and I know the blue character, I don't actually know her name as the character, but Jennifer Lawrence plays that character. This is all I know about X-Men. I've not actually seen any of the X-Men movies, unfortunately, but I could do a reaction to one. So let me know in the comments if you want me to do a reaction to the first X-Men movie. If you do, great, check it out. Depending on what you guys want, that will result in me checking it out, or I might push it to the side and react to some other stuff. But yay, to say the least. Nevertheless, without further ado, my little dragons, we are going to put you in position and we are going to hop right in. Let's go. Alright, bada beam bada boom, let's go. Boom. Back to the past. Cinemascura. There's a Moonwalker Michael Jackson game that we watched. Yeah, Nintendo. I used to love the Mario games. Mario Party, Mario. What was the other one? Mario Kart.
I remember one time in school, I had an X-Men coloring book, and the teacher looked over and said, X-Men, huh? There's women in there too, aren't there? That's kind of sexist. And I said, well, what's wrong with being sexy? No, I didn't say that. But I've always remembered that because it's a good point. I guess X people just doesn't sound as good. Well, anyway, here is the NES X-Men. Say that 3 times fast. NES X-Men, NES X-Men, NES X-Men. Well, anyway, with a concept like X-Men, you expect a great, at least a fairly decent game. All the characters and powers and shit. How hard could it be? Well, We are doomed from the very start. Take a look. Somebody makes an X-Men game for Nintendo. Why in the love of fuck does it have to be LJN? You take one look at that logo and you just know there is no gold at the end of that rainbow, because this, my friends, is the unholy stamp of death. And I'm about to do the unthinkable.
Is that water?
I'm about to stick this abomination in my Nintendo. Rather stick your dick in a piranha's mouth. Here we go, Marvel's X-Men. Is that the official title? The label calls it the X-Men. They say screw that, file it under X for X-Men. Very simple. First, we select a stage. Couldn't there have been something a little more interesting than just plain text? Any other game would have had some kind of visual.
Alright,
Then select two characters. Even if you're playing a one-player game, the CPU feels the need to join fun. This is the most sensitive select screen in the history of games. You have to gently tap the select button,
Look at the
or else it
control.
flashes through all the characters faster than you can say fuck. Here we go.
Bro.
Wow, look at this mess. It's all coming back to me now. This is one of those games I rented from the video store and wasted one of the weekends of my sad, pathetic life. Look at this. Cluttered pixels, scrambled textures, shit flying everywhere. It's a disaster. The characters look like stiff, mangled, colored shapes that barely represent who they're supposed to be. Cyclops looks the same as Storm. All they did was recycle the same character and color them all different. They all play the same.
Even back then,
Here's
that's
minor
probably.
differences.
I'm gonna mute it. Even back then, there was probably people that were addicted to these games,
Are fairly noticeable. The only major
whether they're good or not,
difference is that some
because they don't have that comparison.
and some don't. The ones that don't shoot are stuck with this indefinable lunge attack. Look at it. What is he doing? If you pause it, you'll see it's the same position as when he's walking. It just jabs forward. It's embarrassing. And what character would you pick? Would you pick a character that shoots lasers, or would you pick a character that just goes around nudging everything? So
Lasers.
here's my strategy, and I think you'll agree. You pick a character that shoots, and for the CPU, you pick a character that nudges. Then, as soon as possible, you let the computer get killed. Yes, the sooner that worthless bitch bites the dust, the sooner you can be free. Because the computer does nothing to help. It just wanders around and runs into walls. You end up getting stuck, having to wait for its stupid ass. You could do better if you play the game blindfolded. That's no exaggeration. Clearly, nobody tested this game. How could this have passed? And whatever you do, don't ever give the computer a character with a projectile. Because look, it's like giving a little kid 10 pounds of sugar and a super soaker. It goes ape shit, and it never, ever stops. Thank God. All you want is the computer to die so you can get some peace and quiet. When you're playing the two-player mode with a real live human being, it's fine. But when I'm by myself, why do I have to pick two characters? It's a complete waste. The stages are just jumbled bullshit patched together into a disarray of madness. It is a Nintendo game, you're supposed to use your imagination, but had the game been designed well, you would at least know what you're doing. Right here, I can't pass through these tiles, even though they appear the same as all the other tiles around it. If all this clutter at least had some consistency,
Oh, come on, that makes no sense.
somewhat acceptable. What's this right here? A hot dog in a bun? Or
Yeah.
more like a pig in a blanket? And what's all this? Where am I?
That's food.
Spaghetti zone?
They even look like food.
Okay, what's happening now? I'm frozen? Oh. Oh, that's nice. Isn't that fair? That's like tying my hands behind my back. And how can I be frozen with a character that's called Iceman? I'd be better off with Iceman from Top Gun. Now what's this shit? A laser barrier? Oh. Had enough of this shit.
This guy, man. Oh my god. And I understand, he would have paid some sort of money for it, to play the game. So his level of, it's understandable that his level of patience will drop so far down. I'd probably take it back to the video game store, store or shop, depending where you're from. I'll just take it back to the shop and be like, look, I'm not taking this, this game sucks. They'll probably give it back to me. But and then I'm arguing with them. I'm like, imagine how many people would have complained to the company. And maybe the games that came after, you know, the ones that they released afterwards, they probably used those reviews and altered it and, you know, changed a lot of the things and made it better. That's what would have happened. That's obviously what could have happened. So.
Well, after that disgrace, I'm happy to say there's an alternative. Yep, another X-Men game on Nintendo.
Must
called
be.
Wolverine. They didn't call it X-Men 2 or anything like that because I imagine they're trying to distance it as much as possible from that other piece of
Graphics
shit.
must be better.
The NES deserves one good X-Men game, and I bet this one's going to be much better because after all.
Oh, same.
Are you fucking kidding me?
AVGN.
They made both of them?
Yeah, I need more of that.
God. You think with a franchise like X-Men, they'd give somebody else a try? I don't want to play this. I really don't want to play this. But
Do
I
it.
might as well get it over with.
Take
Like
one for the
getting a
team.
deal. Might not be too pleasant, but it'll be over before you know it.
Take one for the team.
This is the Wolverine title screen. Looks promising, and here's the game. Well, it's a side scroller, and as you may predict, you can only play as Wolverine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'd rather have one character done well than have a bunch of shitty characters that are all the same. Wolverine looks more defined. When he punches and kicks, it actually looks like it. So we're almost there.
He gets claw
Now
out.
there's something missing, something you'd expect Wolverine to attack with. His claws, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, the select button brings out the claws. From there on, you can just slash everybody like you expect. You may be wondering, why in the hell would you not want to have the claws out the whole time? Well, guess what? I'll tell you. Every time you use your claws, it drains your life. So that kind of defeats the whole purpose, right? So just forget the claws. It will be nice to use them, but you can't. The ducking is incredibly delayed. When you push down, it doesn't just duck like any other game. It goes into this little animation. It's unnecessary, and it makes it hard to avoid getting hit by something. For power-ups, we have burgers. Yeah, what else could they do? They're fucking burgers. And we also have bottles, which could be anything, but I'm going to assume they're beer. That sounds about right. It's an X-Men barbecue, burgers and beer. Fuck you. How cheap is it to put the burger right on top of
Underwater.
What's up with the vocabulary? I've heard of an extra life or a 1-up, but free game? But now it's time for the enemy roll call. We have green rotary dial telephones, silver surfers in flying wheelchairs, silver surfers air guitar, John McClane from Die Hard,
What?
Green Reaper throwing skulls.
Yo, nah, this is stupid, man. What are these characters, bro? What are these characters? They just look like. No, it doesn't look very mature, you know, for at least I'm sure a lot of adults will play the game.
The boulders are another thing that's a pain in the ass. They deliberately follow.
Like gamers, not obviously not all adults, but like gamers. Actually, adults do play games. Nowadays, at least.
Or is there an evil elf inside the hole chucking shit down at you? The levels are designed to be as frustrating as possible. There's so many times when you need to jump down, not knowing if you're going to land on a platform or just fall to your death. You just got to take a shitty guess.
What?
There's no recovery time either. One simple mistake can drain all your life in only a matter of seconds. It's as cheap as it gets. The graphics are okay, but uninspiring. These platforms remind me of
Now, what's with the burgers?
casino stage in Sonic 2. You go around jumping on hoverboards and these things which look like blue candy canes. But the swimming stage is when I really start to lose my mind. It's confusing at first that you use B to swim, when in most games it would be the same button you use to jump. But the hard part is when you have to dodge these little propellers. It's worse than Ninja Turtles, when you can't touch the electric seaweed. But that's not enough. They have to send bubbles after you too. Look at this. It's fucking impossible. Almost dead. Gotta get the beer. Had up my ass with this piece of shit. In conclusion, this game's way better than the other one, but it's still a pile of donkey dicks. The X-Men game I remember most fondly is the arcade by Konami. Some versions had 6 players and a double panoramic screen. It was extremely
I miss
monotonous,
arcades.
but satisfying as all hell. Welcome to Die? Okay. It was a classic style beat 'em up and one of the best in that category. Only problem, it was never released on a home console. It suffered the same fate as Konami's Simpsons game. Some might say these games would have been butchered on their home counterparts, but if you look at how well Turtles in Time fared on the Super NES, it only raises the question, why the fuck not do the same to X-Men Simpsons? But oh well, at least we got a couple decent X-Men games on Sega Genesis. But there's a few things about them which are fucked up. Let's take a look. Well, the first game, you see it's a side-scroller again, but with good graphics and a selection of characters to choose from. One minor thing I don't like is with Wolverine, you still have to get out your claws. What's the big deal? Why are the claws so taboo? Fortunately, you don't lose health when you use them, so it's a step in the right direction. Another thing that's
Just leave them on.
is the stage selection.
Leave them out.
On the title screen, you do the code like normal, but after that, you expect to see some kind of stage select screen. But no, instead, the game starts up like normal. You have to walk over these panels in the background, which now suddenly represent the stages. You have to go through the effort of counting one to one, crouch down and hit C, and then it works you to the desired stage. If you know the code, what's the point of having to do all that shit? But the worst thing is that there's a stage where you're supposed to reset your Genesis. Yes, you actually have to hit the reset button to beat the stage. But how are you supposed to know? All that happens is a big blue computer in the air. You destroy it and walk around like a dumbass trying to figure out what to do next. If it would have said reset your Genesis, or at least give you some kind of fucking clue, that would be okay. It would still be weird, but at least you know what to do. Not to mention, if you were playing on the Sega Nomad, you wouldn't even be able to do that because it has no reset button. And the reset button on my Genesis Model 2 is broken. Good thing I have more Genesises. Genesises? Isn't it plural for
Genocide. I think.
Say genocide? At last, we have X-Men 2 Clone Wars. Clone Wars.
Star Wars.
George Lucas have anything to do with it? You pop the game in, turn the power on, and before you know it, you're playing the game. That's it. No title screen. Not even the Sega logo. That doesn't happen until after you beat the first level. You don't even get to pick a character. It just randomly selects it for you. What kind of game does that? Other than that, it's pretty damn good. It's side-scrolling action on Genesis at its best. And guess what? Wolverine's claws are out. Now doesn't that kick ass? We went from having no claws to having them hurt yourself, to just having them retractable, to just having them. It took us a long time to get there, but this one finally got it right.
You should go there in the end.
The X-Men game, that's the one I recommend. But the two NES versions, stay away. Stay away as far as possible. They suck. They suck balls. This one sucks my left ball. This one sucks my right ball. Welcome to Die!
Okay, this guy. Alright, what did I think about that? Let me just gather my thoughts up for a sec. Arcade games. Man, arcade. I guess we're going more into the future, that we're going to get, better stuff and more other sort of things, but the generation of arcades, and we're going into the video game areas and playing it there, those motorbikes, cars, those were just moments, those competitive days of my life, earlier, I used to be a kid. We ain't gonna get that back again. I think it's still there, but it's not as convenient. We've even got games on our phone, like PUBG, and there's like racing games. Yeah, I think the last game I've ever played, like properly, was PUBG on my phone, and that was like, it's too addictive. So I had to stop. It was really hard for me to stop. It was just like being on drugs. It was so addictive. That's why I had to stay away from that. So yeah, games back then, and when I was younger, video games, I used to have like console. I used to have GameCube, I used to have PS2 and stuff. So when we had that, I used to have like a time limit. My parents would only let me play it on Fridays. And if I come home from school, I can play it until like 5 o'clock. So I come home from school around 3 o'clock and play on my game for 5 o'clock, and then you have to eat, do your homework and all that stuff, and then go to sleep. On Fridays you could play it all night if you wanted to. Saturdays again you can play it in the day if you wanted to. So I just remember those days. Yeah, I guess I said these games came out long before I was even born. Well, before I was even born. So luckily we weren't around at that time to experience all the games that time. It was probably I can't really tell, because would this have caught my attention if I was a 20-year-old back then playing that game? I don't know if I would have caught my attention. That would have been interesting to me at the time. It would definitely not have made me sit at home as an alternative to go out and play football and go out and play other things. So it's yeah, so it's just the formative years of games. But yeah, I mean, come on, like some of the games, seriously, like the thought that they would have put into this. I mean, it's a business, it's money, and people are putting their money and time and faith into the games, and if it sucks, then they're probably not going to buy your future products. So I mean, some people will try it out, and depending on how well you market it and you advertise your games. But yeah, man, some of those errors, especially the claw bit we kept mentioning. The first one without the claw annoys me. Like, that's like the main thing about Wolverine. You need the claw and the super strength. You need all of that stuff that creates him, makes him iconic. Yeah. I guess if like there was a so you don't have the claw for a bit, and then you can unlock a time where you get the claw, and that's it. You get it permanently, and then you get the strength, even more strength and stuff. Like if it was like that, that would have been great. At different levels you gain more strength, but then your opponents, your villains, will get stronger and stronger and stronger. So you need more assets. That would have been better, I guess. But yeah, I don't know what they were doing. So yes, my little dragons, let me know if you guys are gamers yourself, or what your favorite game is. I don't think I have ever played, except for Batman Arkham series, but I've never played any Marvel games in my life. Yes, I have never played a Marvel game in my life, man. I've only played DC, Batman, the Arkham series, Asylum, Arkham Knight, Arkham, what was the other, Origins. So I just remember playing those. I have not played any other games like Marvel. Nah, I was more of a Dragon Ball Z fan. That's what the fan I was in. Like Nintendo games, like what was I saying? Oh yeah, Mario. I said it before. Mario Party, Mario Kart, Mario Tennis. These were the games I used to play. I used to play Sega, Sonic games. Yeah, a lot of fun memories, man. Games. It's been a long time since I played games. It's been a long time since I've sat and played video games. Yeah, been a very long time. We'll see. But yes, my little dragon, thank you so much for suggesting this video once again, man. And for you lot, thank you so much for watching. If you want me to check out any more videos like this, let me know down in the comments below, and I will check them out. My little dragons, man. Thanks for watching, man. You're amazing, you're awesome, man. Stay home, stay safe, stay blessed, stay awesome, my little dragons, and I will see you all in the next video.